So this is Jody with Warriors Rise, and I have my beautiful friend and guest, Denise Boland, and we're just going to talk for 20 minutes or so.
Yes.
We're going
So
to,
much to talk about. So much is happening.
yeah. Why don't you tell us what's going on in New York?
Well, some of my friends are packing up and moving,
Yeah, I'll bet.
running for the hills
Yeah,
because our crazy out of control governor is saying, that they're going to force us to show proof that we got the woohoo.
yeah,
Yeah, otherwise we're not going to be able to attend any kind of public event or
yeah.
go inside restaurants, movie theaters,
It's
gyms. It's ridiculous.
it's absolutely crazy. I have friends calling me going, "How far do you think they're going to let this go?" I said, "Far enough to wake people up, you
Yeah.
know." So, if that does that mean they'll implement it or they'll allow it? I don't know. But right now, the thing that the Lord has been showing me, and I did a little devotional this morning, is you get what your faith is ready to accept. So, Jesus said, according to your faith, be it unto you. And so what do I believe? I believe what Exodus 8 says. And it says that I will separate you from Goshen. He's talking to Pharaoh. Goshen is where my people are. And they're not going to be touched, but you're going to be in trouble. So I choose to have faith for Goshen, that even though all this stuff is going on, it's not going to touch us and we'll prosper in the time of people not prospering. But I really like to just work on encouraging people to have faith for this season. But it is kind of, it is scary. And, you get the older people calling and they're like, what do you think they're really going to come to our house? And it breaks your heart.
It's terrible, the fear that's being put in people.
Yeah,
That's the enemy's plan.
right. Yeah.
He wants us to not trust God and to
Yeah,
worry and then give in.
exactly. So
And give in.
think about the fine line that the good guys, the white hats, the whatever we want to call them, that they're walking right now where they need to wake people up. So they've got to allow a certain amount of fear to take over, or frustration or anger. Like Billy said, how dare you touch what God has gave,
That's right.
But at the same time, you don't want people to go all the way over into that fear, because now then what does the enemy feed on? He feeds on fear,
Sure.
and he feeds on the wrong kind of anger, the whole thing. So I truly believe it's being directed by God, because it's such a fine razor thin line, and when do you pull the trigger? And, it's a tough one. But I think
Laura had a word suddenly. I don't know if you heard that. It's going to happen suddenly. We're going to just see God is going to appear suddenly.
Yeah.
His events will take place suddenly.
Yeah.
We've been getting the signs all along, right?
All along, yeah.
The hand of God in the sky, and
right.
The Floyd Memorial lightning.
Oh, that was incredible. Why don't you tell about that in case somebody didn't hear about that?
Yeah, so George Floyd, my goodness, they took that and ran with it, and they were making an idol out of him. And there's this mural that they painted, and they put a crown on his head. Okay, so it's like they were worshiping this man, and we didn't want to get into what he was like.
Right, the real guy.
Yeah, and so now lightning hits the mural.
Right.
Anything on to the left of it or to the right, no damage on the other side of the brick. Just the mural was totally destroyed.
Yeah.
Divine event, I would say so, right?
I would say so. Oh, there's only one king.
Exactly.
There's only one king.
That's right.
And I truly believe in, you can tell me what you think. I think God's had enough. I think for those who believe, he's becoming instant. For those who don't, and they're mocking or they're doing the things they're doing,
yeah, they were mocking Noah, right?
Right.
Oh, when was the last time it rained?
Right. That's right.
Laughing and making fun of him as he was working, tirelessly to build this ark.
Right.
And what happened?
Yeah.
Noah didn't close the door to the ark. God closed the door.
That's right.
They were outside banging to come in, and
God.
God.
Yeah. because I believe that the scripture says that it never rained like that before. Water used to come up from the earth. So when that started to fall, they were like, what? You know,
Yeah.
and I've had friends that years ago I was telling them about certain people in politics, don't trust that one, that one is actually, working for the dark side, so to speak. And they would talk about me and laugh and, Jody's wacky. And one of the girls who were really good friends, I love her to pieces, Army vet. We go to Walter Reed and we do all this stuff. And one of the girls who was on some of those rides called me up and she's like, sister, she goes, we thought you were crazy. She's like, but now she goes, we see that you knew what you were talking about.
Yep.
So, and I got it on pretty good sources that things are going to start happening. It'll be like a boom, a boom, a boom, 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 boom over the next several weeks.
Yeah.
So, and I pray so. It got to the point where, and everybody I talked to who has connections has said the same thing. And Charlie said it this morning because they did it the same way we did. So I have a source over here and a source over here in my cell. We'd all match the things we were hearing, and whatever we heard, we shared. That match. Yeah. And then,
oh, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, I was going to say now it dried up, and now I'm getting drips. I'm just getting drips of information.
Well, is one of those drips that within the next 12 days, Biden is going to announce a nationwide lockdown.
Yeah.
And he's going to blame it on the Delta variant and the anti.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I like playing charades.
Yeah.
And you always know what I mean when I do
Sounds
that.
like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, one word, two
Yeah,
syllables.
love it.
I love it. Yeah.
So this is what I heard. And
Yeah.
and if that happens, are people going to take to the streets and protest?
Yeah.
And say, this is totalitarianism.
Right.
You can't do this to us. You
Yeah.
can't force us to do anything with our bodies. You really can't. I mean, let's take it all the way to Roe v. Wade.
Right.
Okay. They won saying government cannot tell us what to do with our bodies.
That's it.
So, right? And
Right.
now all of a sudden they're telling us that we must do this.
Yeah. Maybe we need our yellow vests. Let me show you this. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yeah. I have two. This one has,
I like your shirt too, by the way.
oh, thank you. Armed and Dangerous.
Armed and Dangerous. I love it.
Yeah. And this one I have.
He looks like Carmen. Remember Carmen?
Yeah, he does look like Carmen. That's so funny.
Hello,
Yeah.
Dominic.
Yeah. So I had that one made, and then I have the Where We Go One, We Go All.
I love that. So you
And,
had that made up?
Yeah, I made it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if
So-
somebody wants it, they're going to say, Jody, how do I
Oh,
get
yeah. I was doing it for a little while.
Jody,
Yeah.
how do we get 100 of them? You're going to have to
Yeah.
mass produce
That's
them.
so funny. Wow. Yeah, I was doing it for a little while, but the reason I showed you that was because the same person sourced the same people that gave me the several weeks and said some stuff also was told me what was going to happen in France the day it happened. And I just happened to be in a car with some people after that. And I said, I was told to watch France. So let's all look out for France. And that's all I said. And one of the girls a little later that day looked it up and said, oh my God, hold their cell phone. And I was like, wow, so this is exciting. So we may have to be like France. I mean, they were the first, some of these foreign countries, the first ones to, put on these yellow vests. And they don't even have what we have. They don't even, you know what I mean? We're America. We are the home of the free, the brave. And I think that
Starts with us.
Yeah, it starts.
Whatever happens with us, it's going to be a ripple effect.
Yeah, and yet you're watching these other nations and countries going out there first and saying this is enough,
Yeah.
And we've done our little part. I've called the politicians and I called the governor here and I said I want an exemption from the mask. He said I can't give you that. I said, well, my doctor won't give it to me because they're afraid of a lawsuit. Well, we can't do it either. I said, no, you need to do it. You don't have the right to mandate this on me. I had the biggest fight with his assistant.
Did you get anywhere?
No, nowhere. They don't want to hear
Did I tell you
anything.
my conversation with a lawyer?
Yeah, yeah. There
The
is
lawyer
such,
saying we have no rights. So there's
Yeah.
he said there's no precedence
right.
to say these people have no right to say that I can't enter their facility, their place of business unless I have this.
Mhm.
he's saying they're within their rights to tell you that.
Right.
You have the right to not go there.
Yeah.
But
That's
what
right.
happens when it hits home and and it affects your job? And now, if you don't get this, you lose your job. Are you still telling me that we have
Right.
no rights?
Right. And I like somebody told me, so I'm going to have a guy on the show. I'm going to share you the video with him, with you, and you can decide, for your audience. But he stood up in a like a PTA meeting, and he told them, I'm a PA, and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and the thing that caused us to need this is all bull, the term. And
I
and
don't
he
want to hear it.
yeah, and he said, and I have evidence. If you want evidence, I'll send it to you. And I was like, Lord, I have to have that guy on,
Yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
a truth teller. See, that's one of the things I love about, some of these people will judge, somebody if they're cussing or whatever, because if they're seeking truth, they're going to find Christ. So relax, but, this guy, he loves Jesus. He's, but he lost his job. He lost his job because he told the truth. And I said, brother, when all this starts happening, you got a beautiful lawsuit coming.
That's right.
So, put it in your back pocket, and it's scary. It's scary, when,
What do you have, the big tech lawsuit that Trump
yeah,
started?
yeah, I've got to find that again. I want
I have
to,
to join that. I got my second strike on
Yeah,
YouTube. Whoever's
yeah.
watching and follows me on my channel, I got
Yeah.
a second strike. So I took all my Patriot videos down. I got them on Rumble and BitChute, because one more fault they find with me,
Yeah.
then my channel is gone. And I like my channel. I want my
Yeah.
channel, and I don't care about numbers. I don't care how many people watching. I just care that people know where to find me and they're getting the
Right.
truth.
Not only that, you worked hard for your audience, like, they need to understand that, when they hit us like that, or, strike us, they've taken videos down, and it hurts because you're working at coordinating
Exactly.
interviews and making phone calls, and you're so
Editing.
talented. You do
I
all
edit
that.
all my shows.
Yeah, like I'm blessed. I have somebody who does it for me who's extremely talented. But like it's a lot of work. And then you're doing this while working yourself, and it's, people have no idea. So when they threaten your channel, and you say like somebody like you has got like 16K or whatever, that is the fruit of a lot of work.
Yeah.
And and you love what you're doing, and they shouldn't have the right to touch what you're doing.
And for them to tell me I can't be monetized because of the type of videos I'm uploading.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Seriously.
So what if that was my only means of income?
Yeah. And there are people who gave up their jobs to do, when
I know a lot of people.
new
Yep.
revelation. Yeah. They gave up. And so, but I worry about people like that, because, you get driven by that instead of Christ. And so you see that happening to good Christians, where that Babylonian temptation took over.
Sure.
But I don't see that happening with you. And, and it just, but so it makes me sick to see that they can make everybody start panicking over their hard work, and you do lose people. Like, I had to join LT with, and we know his web, but it's so much easier when you have a YouTube to just jump on
It's
YouTube.
so easy.
Yeah.
And I just learned StreamYard, and we were having a good time with StreamYard.
Right. We're trying. Yeah.
Because I love that live interaction. I really do, and yep.
Yeah.
Without the YouTube, I'll have to figure out a different way to use StreamYard.
Yeah.
Get it to go. I don't even want to use Facebook. I don't want to use any of those.
I know.
But that's where people are going to look for videos. So
yeah. And it's funny because I barely spend any time on social media anymore. And then I feel bad. Like, I had a beautiful question from someone today about baptism and salvation. And I was like, man, poor thing, because I don't go over there that much. I don't go anywhere that much. If I'm not doing a show or something, I really have to focus on the Lord. It's the only way I'm going to hear him, and and do the things that I have to do. And plus, I'm blessed to do certain teachings and stuff. So if I'm not here, my head is buried in this. So, yeah. So it's just one of those things. But people are looking, people are hungry, and I'm noticing when I went to the event a couple of
we
weeks
have to
ago.
pause because my power just went out.
Oh, that might be a sign.
Look, I lose the background when I don't have a light on.
Yeah, you look beautiful.
Yeah, you don't see any of the imperfections, right? I will be right. And we're back.
We're back.
Yep.
So what I started to say was when I was at that weekend, and the people who were there, and they were so gracious. And a few of them were, they came over and they would hug me and let me know they were excited that I was there. And all I kept thinking was, this is about the excitement that you're here. And the way I explained it to a friend of mine was, it was like we're toolboxes in a toolbox, and they're coming to get the tools that they need to help them accomplish what God wants them to accomplish. So it's not about, you're so special, they're coming here. It's about they're so special that God wants to equip them. So he's bringing them where the proper tools are for them to
I
be.
like that.
Yeah.
I
So,
like
yeah. And so it just touched my heart and brought me to tears. And I'm so grateful for those people. And, and then, when after it was all said and done, it was like the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. There's not
Yes.
enough tools in the toolbox.
Mhm.
And then you got to worry about the false ones.
Yeah.
And you got to worry. Right now, there's such a shaking that, and within the community, that a lot of people who you thought were stable, and they're falling off. And it's,
I was saying that before to someone.
yeah,
We're seeing a lot of people fall by the wayside.
yeah, like the wheat from the chaff. And I always try to restore a brother or sister, and try to keep them at, but I'm seeing so much now, and it's like, Father, please don't let us be deceived, and please help us to restore a brother or sister. And the Lord he said to me, read the New Testament again. And I'm like, but I love the revelation in the Old Testament. I'm like a little kid, but Father,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, again, so and then I had to apologize because his word is precious and thank you for it, And as I'm reading, I get to the 7th chapter of Matthew, and it says they'll come to him and they'll say, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and do wondrous works? And he says, depart from me, I never knew you. And then he drops in my spirit, how will you know the difference between you and them? And I was like, oh, Father, they're going to do everything in his name. They're going to look and sound like the true believer.
Yep.
And the way we know the
You're
difference.
gonna need discernment, boy.
Yes, discernment and their fruit. You don't judge the person. God will not like that. But
That's right.
you judge the fruit. What does their fruit smell like, look like, taste like? If you see something that's just kind of a little rotten, just pray for them and watch yourself.
I got to share this with you now. So,
Okay.
and I don't even know how I can bring it up. I probably
Let me
can't.
see. Let me
But
see. Did I give you Sheen's Crash?
oh, I don't
Yes,
know.
go ahead. You got it.
All right, so let me see if I can do this, because somebody sent to me. Yeah, maybe I can show on my phone. So somebody sent to me that, let me go to that person. They sent me a picture of Billy Ray Cyrus
Right.
and a picture of Robin D. Bullock side by side.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh my God, they look so much alike.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I have it here.
that's funny.
But, yeah,
I love Robin Bullock. I've sent him
I love
multiple
him too.
invitations to come on Warriors Rise, and I hope the Lord leads him to come, because I know everything is about the Lord and for the Lord. So we just leave it in Father's hands. But I love. He reminds me of the old school prophets, and I really feel like the
And
Lord.
he's amazing. He's
He
amazing.
really is. I really feel like the Lord is bringing us to a point where we're going to see prophets behaving that way, like calling down fire from heaven.
I wish I could find it.
I can't. Yeah.
Anyway, so I was talking with his daughter,
Mhm.
and I said, somebody was telling me that Billy Ray Cyrus looks like your dad, and Miley Cyrus looks like you. If you think about it, and they were saying the only thing is, they're evil and you guys are good. This is what they said to me.
How funny.
She goes, we're praying for brother Billy. We're praying for Billy. And
Oh,
I think that was so beautiful and humble to say that, that we're praying for them.
it made me cry in my spirit. I remember when what's her name? The daughter?
Krista.
Miley. No, not Krista.
Oh,
Miley.
Miley.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she first started coming out with the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my gosh, they got her. And then they asked the father, how could you let her do this kind of things? And he just kind of brushed it off like she's her own woman or whatever.
Yeah.
But you knew right then and there that they had them.
Yeah.
You know? And
Well,
so
did she start out with the Disney?
yeah. Oh
She
yeah,
did,
she did
right?
Hannah Montana. That's why I
That's
couldn't
right.
remember her
That was
name.
Disney.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yep.
my kids loved Hannah Montana. I have 2 girls and a boy, and they're big now. But back in the day, that was a funny show. It was
Yeah.
cute, and
They train them, right? Don't they put them in like training programs to train them
yeah,
up?
yeah. And I think it's what happened to Brittany. I think Brittany's a beautiful
Oh,
woman who's been
definitely.
struggling for her
And
own life.
somebody's handling her father. It's
Oh
not just
yeah,
the father.
right. I think so too. And then look at she's so Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And she's cried, and I've seen
She
sessions.
started singing in the church. Yeah.
And and it's funny because the Lord protected us from that. I don't share it too often, but I guess it's going to be out now. But my daughter was going into the business. I was managing her, and we went far. We went to LA. We did music videos. We had big time people. We were in one of the biggest producer, Narda Michael Walden, who worked with Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
We were in his house, and she was recording with another artist, a rapper, and they loved her, but something happened with inside of her, and she started going into a deep depression and tried to kill herself twice. I've talked about that. And they said, well, you know what, you need to just go home and be a mom to her right now. Well, I was so mad because I had invested so much time and stuff in her, and I was like, what is going on? What happened to her? Well, let me tell you something. That was God protecting us, because
Yes.
one of the people there was saying, you're beautiful and you should be out there too. And you need to go do this and do that. And they kept trying to do things with me. And I found out later through someone who was a recruiter for these guys to get girls, that what they were doing was grooming me to get me into myself so that they could take my daughter separate.
That's right.
Yeah. And they said they didn't care if they gave you any kind of fame or anything like that. They'd have given it to you, enough of it.
Mhm.
So and the funny thing was, she said to me, let me ask you, did they say this? And she went through the list, and she said, that's what I used to do. And then when she got out, they tried to kill her and do a whole bunch of stuff. So, so here we are in LA, and all this stuff's happening. And now I'm finding out, that we were being groomed. And the Lord protected us. And it was a horrible thing that happened with my kid, but it was the way Satan thought he was going to take both of us down.
Yep.
Just the opposite is happening. The Lord is raising us
protected
up.
you.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's how they get to these children. These
Oh,
children
yeah.
come from broken homes,
Yeah.
or the parents are just, when you get your child on a TV show or in a movie, you're so excited that your child is going to be famous. Can we take your son to an after party? Sure.
Right.
You'll let them go with celebrities, producers, directors, anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But it's being naive.
It's naive, because there's stuff that happens in those hot tubs or the swimming pools.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're so right on it. And I mean, this is something that people need to understand, and I thank the Lord for everything he did to protect my daughter and I, and bringing her to life when she tried to kill herself twice, miraculous.
Thank God. Thank
Never
God the
use her
Lord
hand.
helped. Yeah.
Yeah, she sliced it from here to here, and they said she'd never use her hand again. It was all crippled. And they went in to do surgery, and they kind of cleaned it, and they said, we're just stitching it up. There was nothing wrong. And she had
Thank
her hand
God.
like right away.
That's a miracle.
And her pastor at the time, because she left the church I was ministering in and working at as a children's ministry director and a women's team leader, she left that church and went to another church. And her pastor and I were outside praying. And when they came back in, we looked at each other and smiled. And that was the second attempt. The first attempt I've talked about.
Yeah.
But that business, what they do to those girls, and here I was being groomed. Here, stupid, just stupid at the time. But see, the Lord let me walk there for where he had me ministering today.
That's right.
So I rejoice that he took my stupidity and what the devil meant for harm.
You have experience. You were in the middle of it. You saw firsthand.
Yeah.
what they're
And how,
capable of.
yeah. And then what happens is you grow and the Lord peels things off your eyes and you start to see more and you start to see more and you get more
Right.
authority. And so, it's incredible what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, and I didn't even know why at the time, but I guess the Lord was shielding me. But my company donated money to the Clinton Foundation back in probably 2000, and Hillary Clinton was a guest speaker.
Oh,
So she
wow.
came to thank us. And I remember all my coworkers, in the room were getting up and going into the conference room to hear her speech. And they're like, Denise, aren't you coming? Aren't you coming to hear Hillary Clinton? And I was like, no. I said, I don't want to go anywhere near that woman. She's evil. I said, and I had very dark hair. My hair was your color at the time.
Yeah.
And this was right after the Monica Lewinsky scandal.
Oh,
And
gosh.
I said, if I do go there, if I do go in that conference room, I'm going to stand in the back of the room wearing a beret and give her flashbacks of Monica. And they were laughing at me. And, but I didn't even know the extent of her, nefarious activities and how evil she
Yeah.
really was.
Yeah.
All I knew was her husband was, what he was doing,
Yeah.
sexually harassing, and okay, all these women,
Mhm.
okay, luring them into affairs, and she blamed the women. Do you
Right.
remember that?
Yeah.
She was on 2020. She blamed the women. She called them whores or whatever.
Right. How about when she, the little girl that she went against to defend somebody back in the day before she was even involved in the politics as a lawyer? There was, I can't
Oh,
remember.
I don't think I know about that.
Oh, yeah, there was a little girl, I think she was raped and she blamed it on the little girl and did some
Oh,
horrible stuff. People can look that up. I forget what the name of I can't remember now.
yeah.
So, but yeah, not good people. And,
Oh.
and I'm friends with people who were raised in Satanism, who she was involved there. She was there having dinner at their tables and doing rituals. And I think it was Larry. Oh my gosh. Do you remember that? Larry Nichols. And he used to tell how he has a book, Genie Out the Bottle. And he told all about that dirty stuff and how dirty she was and how, she would go to these rituals and he would tell Bill, she can't do that if you're going to become president,
Awful.
so they just hid their satanic worship. They're not good.
Horrible.
And we just like, oh, they're so nice. We just love them.
Yeah,
No
see,
discernment.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like what is it? Angel of Light, but they're
Yeah.
really,
Right.
the devil in disguise.
Yeah. It makes you sad. It makes you sad that there's people like that, and and that they joy in hurting others and using others and taking from others. It's a heartbreaking thing.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
well, soon we're going to be done with all that, I'm hoping.
Yay. Yeah.
I
me
mean,
too.
this is what people say, like, are all the evil people going to be taken out, or all the
Right.
evil people going to be arrested, or are there going to be some that, going to
Right.
be left to start over again? And
Right. I'm hearing a lot of stuff is done already. A
Yeah.
lot of stuff is done. And
so what about those lists? Those lists, the execution lists, you think are pretty accurate, or they're pretty accurate?
yeah, those lists that person put out, I'm not sure about those, but the people that told me that, I wonder if it's okay, but I guess.
Yeah, if it's out there, you're going to do
Yeah.
thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
All right, so thumbs up means they're gone?
yeah, so thumbs up would mean, and I can give you a few right now. I'll just say them. Comey.
All right, go ahead.
Comey,
Yeah.
Podestas, the
Oh,
brothers.
both?
Mhm. Definitely Hillary. She
Yeah.
didn't like that. Now, the last one, her spouse, I was told is.
Well, you said she didn't like that. What? She was fighting?
Yeah, she was fighting it. She was like, you can't do this to me. I'm a Hillary swing.
Now, that is like a movie we are watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, are we going to see any of this, do you think? Because
I hope so.
everything is
Yeah.
recorded.
It's not for everybody, I think. Yes, everything's being recorded. And we know people like, our wonderful friend Madison, who we absolutely love. She they've been doing a lot already. There were lots and lots of arrests, lots and lots of indictments. So these people they would kill you in a minute. These people who are
Oh,
there.
without even blinking.
Yeah, they think we're scum or we're bottom feeders. And
That's
they had no problem doing things to children. The stuff that I know, my kids overheard, and both my girls were like, I can't listen to that. They broke
Oh.
both of my girls in separate, like they told me, they both told me separately, that made me cry for days. And so, because they overheard me in either work, talking to people in that world or counseling people in that world. And the things that I could tell you are what they've done. Swinging from a rope is a nice thing for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Skinning them alive and letting bugs eat them slowly to death would be a nicer thing that fits what they did to children.
It's those children.
So when people say that's horrible, that, if you only knew, and their roots go into the medical field, their roots go into the military industrial complex. They have people in entertainment. They're in the judicial system.
Yes.
They're everywhere. As a matter of fact, one of them recalled a friend, and I'll let her tell her story. But I can tell you that a police officer was the one who raped a sister of a very young girl under 10 in front of a bunch of people before they took her out. But he wanted to make sure the family witnessed it. And that was an officer. So, and that's not all police.
I was doing a ritual, you're saying?
Yeah. Well, no, they were mad at them because they were trying to get away from doing that life anymore. And so they made sure they couldn't do any life anymore. But yeah, so there's stuff that I can tell you that you would not say, you shouldn't be happy that these people are gone. No, I am happy. What I'm concerned about is that I pray to God as a Christian warrior that they bound, muted, and chained up these demons and cast them out to the dry place.
Very good point.
Before they execute them. Otherwise, those disgusting demons travel around looking for a place to host, for a new host, because they need water, they need a body. So that's why they'll do animals or humans, but they hate being alone. And we know that's scriptural, right? So for those of us who believe.
But what about this whole big battle now? So we have the angels are actually wearing armor in the spiritual realm battling these demons. So wouldn't they do something like when these people are executed? When the angels take care of the demons?
That's a good thought. Yeah, because they're warring with us. Yeah, the Lord gave me a vision. Maybe, I forget how many months ago. Oh, you know what it was? It was when Gina Haskell got shot in the buttock and whatever it was. Remember that? They went and got her in Germany or wherever it was. It was like right before that. And I was standing in my kitchen and all of a sudden the heavens opened. I could see the kinetic hand-to-hand combat of the angels with the demons. And it was violent. It was a war. The Bible says, then the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and the violent take it by force. And no sooner than I saw that, the vision switched and I saw a military army marching. And I was like, what, Lord, what? And then I heard about Gina, the former CIA. Right. I was like, oh, maybe that was it, and I waited and waited. And all of a sudden you have a calling to work and fight alongside of those angels here on earth. They're warring in the heavenlies. We're warring here in the spirit. And we come together to unified, I have goosebumps, to do the work of the Lord for the work of the kingdom of God and the ministry of the Lord Jesus Christ. And we can't let that fall. We have to do it. It's what he's called us to do. And some people are paper pushers. Some people are frontliners, and that's okay.
We all have a place.
Right. We all have a place. So find your place. Some do logistics, some battle. So wherever your place is, if you're an intercessor, pray, because we are there. But it's a glorious time. And like we started the broadcast, your faith brings you what you are willing to believe for. So believe that you are in Goshen and that the Lord has separated you and that you are ready to be blessed, even in this time when it looks scary. Wasn't it scary when they marked the blood of the lamb on the doorposts and went inside and was eating? you have to have faith to believe that God's
That's
going to
right.
stop that angel from the death angel from taking your first.
Yep.
So we have
About
to,
walking across that Red Sea, the faith that
yeah,
they had to have,
they had to have
the
it.
waters were not going to close in on them.
Right, exactly. So we have to display some faith. And I did a teaching, I think it was last week, but we have to start believing Jesus, because when he walked the earth, as he's got me reading the New Testament again, he was upset when people didn't believe. It says he berated them or upbraided them. And then when he came back after his resurrection, it says he upbraided the disciples when they saw him, like, why didn't you believe? Why didn't you believe? And so
I can
it,
tell you first, well, secondhand,
Mhm.
my friend, he passed away in 2015 and the Lord sent him back. And then he passed away again, probably 2018.
Hmm.
Sent him back because he
Again.
had more work for him to do. But the Lord said to him, his name was Lenny Western. He was a youth pastor. He had a tremendous ministry to
Pastor
young
Lenny,
people.
big Pastor Lenny.
You know Pastor
I
Lenny.
know Pastor Lenny. Yeah.
I love this.
I
I
knew
love
him.
that you know who I know.
I know.
Okay.
It's so funny because
I'm going to
people
share with
know.
the viewers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was very sick and his organs started shutting down and he died in the hospital.
Mhm.
And he said his spirit came up out of his body and he saw his body down on the hospital bed. He saw the doctors, the nurses, and he went up to the ceiling of the hospital. He went up into the air, he said, into the sky. And he said he was met by two large angels and they placed him in a chariot. He actually said the word chariot. He said, that's what it looked like. And they were just taking him and he was just traveling through the universe. And he saw the light and they took him to Jesus. And he spoke with Jesus and Jesus said, my son, you don't have enough faith.
Mhm.
And he said, he kept saying, I'm sorry, Lord, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, it's okay. And he said, when he heard from the Lord that he didn't have enough faith, because Lenny was a man of faith.
Yeah, he was.
He had a healing ministry,
Yeah,
right?
he was amazing. Yeah.
He kept apologizing. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh.
sorry, I'm sorry. But the Lord had more work for him. The Lord showed him a
Mhm.
room with all brand new body parts.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
You heard his testimony?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I remember when you said that, I remembered how when the Lord said to him, you don't have enough faith, you need more faith. He kept apologizing
Yeah.
and apologizing. I'm so sorry, Lord. And it's all about just trusting. And it's hard to trust when you come from maybe a background where your father wasn't somebody that could be trusted.
Right.
If you had, I came from, my father didn't raise me. My father, actually, I'm going to share this. Okay. And he's still living, but we don't speak. So it's okay.
Mhm.
But my very first memory was a man standing over my crib beating me. That's my very first memory. And my mother and father got divorced when I was younger, but I was put in the hospital at the age of 2.5. I was beaten so bad that I died in the ambulance
Oh
on the
my
way to the hospital. They had to revive me.
Wow.
Okay. And so that was my father beat me that bad.
Mm.
And then I wasn't raised by my father. He wasn't in my life. All the years I was growing up, I was put in a foster home. The foster father was amazing. He was a very
Yeah.
good man to me. But that whole abandonment issue, we can take that, the relationship we have with our natural father
You're
or
right.
whoever represents our father, stepfather,
Right.
and we can relate that to God, but
Right.
God is not like them,
That's right.
and so we have to be able to separate the two.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I can say my brother, he's not here, but I could tell you, he looks at God as someone who's ready to punish you or
Yeah.
keep things from you
The
if he's
judge.
mad at you
Mhm.
because of his relationship with my father. My father was very, violent with him, and it's very sad, and we have to be able to separate the two. God is a God of love, and he
Oh my
loves us so
gosh.
much that he sent his son
Oh,
to
yeah.
die for us,
Yeah. And the love, like I have goosebumps just thinking about it. The love, when you learn how to just bask in the love of the Father, there is nothing like it. I'm getting chills. There's
Can I
nothing.
show my Jesus picture?
Yes, yes, show it.
I love this. And I should really, educate myself on the name of the girl and a
Yeah,
young
I
girl
can,
drew
I
this.
can't say it, and I forget her name. I have
Yeah,
her,
but
but
you
she,
can look this up. Yeah, she was 8 years old and she actually went to heaven. And when she
yeah.
returned, she drew this picture of this is what Jesus looked like to her.
Mhm.
And then there's a movie, Heaven is for Real.
Right. Mhm.
And the little boy went to heaven. And when he came back and he saw this picture, he said, that's what Jesus looked like.
Right, right.
And then Pastor Dave,
Yeah,
his Glory Ministry,
he's coming on. I can't wait.
yeah, he'll tell you. He had 3 near-death experiences. Yeah. And he said he was in the hospital and he said, Lord, I just want to see you. And before he could even get the whole sentence out, the Lord was standing at the foot of his bed and looked like that.
I love it.
So I printed out this picture and I have it. I see it every day. Look, not that we need to see a picture, but
Right, but it's fun.
I love it. I do. I
Because
love it.
he is, so that's the reason it's fun to see a picture, because he is.
Yeah.
Thomas and those, they got to see him, and Jesus said, blessed are those who don't have to see to believe.
Right.
So we're blessed.
Right.
But I mean, I know that it's exciting, because
I did something so silly yesterday. I'm so sorry to interrupt. But I'm texting and I get up in the morning and I talk to the Lord and then I start texting, or I get distracted, I start texting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never texted the Lord. Not that we have to, but I was like, the Lord must kind of feel like, I'm giving all this attention to all these other people with my text messages. So I actually sent a text to Jesus.
How cute.
And I said, dear Lord, I love you so much. Thank you so much for dying for me. And I worship you and I praise you. And it was a text message.
That is so adorable.
Because
Did
we
you
give
send
so
it
much
to Jesus?
attention.
Did you
Send it to
send it
myself.
Jesus?
I sent it
But-
to myself, but
Oh, okay.
I put dear Jesus, but I
I
said
was
it
gonna
to
say, because
myself.
if you just sent it to Jesus, a whole bunch
Where
of
would
guys
it
in
go?
Mexico are going to be like, who's this?
Somebody's probably now going to get like one of
Yeah.
those numbers that it goes to. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's
That's
hysterical.
funny.
But that's precious, because it's true. We
Give so
spend-
much attention to other people, right?
yeah, other people, other things, we get distracted.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying before, I don't get to watch a lot of shows. I don't get to do a lot of things. I rejoice in the Lord. Like, I think you're amazing with all this stuff. It's not really what I was called to do. It's what the Lord told me to do. So I'm enjoying sharing him with people, because this is the new way to do it. Instead of me visiting churches all over the world just to share about God, I can do it this way. And
Meeting so many people. You tell everyone who you met today.
oh, Charlie
This
Ward.
morning.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. And Denise is like, oh, Jody's gonna, no, I'm kidding.
No, you were good. It was great.
Yeah, I'm always Bible
was
thumping,
good.
guys. It's just my nature.
Yeah. No, it was
Yeah.
wonderful.
No,
And
and
Charlie loves the Lord. Charlie really loves the
yeah, and
Lord.
we had fun with him. He's a sweetheart. And of course, Billy was with us, and I love Billy. Two gentlemen, and they're gentlemen, and I just love that. And Charlie cracked me up when he said, "I'm a man, but dude, Billy, but I love that sexy voice of."
I know. I was gonna say, Jody and I would tell Billy that too, but we didn't want to get his.
Yeah, I don't want to give him,
jealous.
make him, but he
I
does
didn't know if
have.
she was in the room. I didn't want to say it because I didn't know if she was in the room. But we would tell him that too. But
Yeah,
it's
we
okay.
would.
It's okay. Charlie tells him.
Yeah, exactly. I love his voice, but what I love the most is when he's worshiping the Lord.
Yes.
I'm right there, right to the Lord, and there's some songs.
When he sings, Jody, doesn't he kind of give you a glimpse of what it would sound like if Bon Jovi sang those songs?
Oh, you know what? This is going to be me.
Reminds me of him.
I wasn't a big follower of Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah.
I liked the songs and I liked some of the words, but I was such a Jesus freak. I mean, I got saved at 11, filled with the Holy Spirit at 15, called into ministry at 15.
You didn't really listen to the secular music.
Yeah, no. And one of the churches I was involved in was really legalistic. I mean, we weren't allowed to wear pants, cut our hair.
Oh,
so that was
yeah,
very, very, very. And I was being trained up in ministry. I was telling somebody that I was fun because Johnny Enlow and his wife did something and that day I was talking about how the Lord called me with Luke 4:18 and 19. And that night I went and sat down and I thought, I haven't watched, and let me put something on. And I put on them and they were talking about Luke 4:18 and 19.
Wow.
And I texted him, emailed him and I said, you're not going to believe this. I'm
Yeah.
watching you right now. It was so funny. And he wrote, wrote back, wow.
I love
It
that.
was funny. Yeah. So God is doing some major stuff. So back in those days, it was such a legalistic thing that I wasn't listening. And he wasn't cute to me. So it wasn't like the cute grabbed my attention. I was a big Michael Jackson person growing up, Frank Sinatra, believe it or not. I loved classical music,
Yeah.
and there was some other groups, but being in that legalistic church was something else. And I joined the Marines.
Right.
And, my mom was giving me a hard time about being a Christian because she thought I was brainwashed because it was legalistic. It was, and I get that. But so I was like,
Yeah.
fine. And I joined the Marines and I didn't turn my back on God. I just wasn't focused on him, and got married after 5 months to someone I met. And then one day,
After 5 months.
yeah. And he went away to Korea for a
Wow.
month.
Did your mother give you a hard time for that?
Yeah. And then when he came back, while he was gone, I said, Lord, I can't live without you. I can't do this anymore. When he came back to the real Jody. And, the one focused on the Lord. And we were married 8 years and we had 2 beautiful daughters. But he gave his heart to Christ at one point and then handed me the Bible one day. And I guess he was cheating on me and doing some things where he worked. And so he came home and he handed me the Bible one day and he said, I can't do this. I said, then I'm going to have to go. And it was such a violent relationship. He was
Wow.
so physically abusive,
Oh,
emotionally
no, 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 no.
abusive. Yeah.
No, the Lord doesn't want you to be.
Yeah. So I was abused. I mean, he tried to cut my hair off
No,
with a
no.
buck knife and,
No, no, really?
yeah, he
Oh,
needs
God, I
Jesus.
didn't know
Oh,
that.
that's nothing. If I told
Oh,
you
that's
anything,
awful.
I had black and blues from here down. My friends would constantly check on me. And I tried to stay and be a good Christian wife, and it just wasn't working. And when he decided he wanted nothing to do with the Lord, knowing the violence he was prior, and we know what happens when you cast Jesus out and your old demons come back with friends. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I really got to get out of here now. So it started getting very bad. I mean, really bad, to where he even picked up a rifle and
Wow.
yeah, gave me the impression he was going to shoot me. My mother, I called her and I said, Mom, and she said, are you afraid? I said, no, I'm afraid I'll kill him. Yeah, I need to come home. I've never been one to be afraid. I'm a project kid.
Probably
Remember?
really got him even more mad.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
intimidate you.
You know what, though? When he realized I was leaving, he came out crying. He said, they don't make women like you anymore. And he said, you're a good wife and a good mother. And I was like, no, you cheated on me and
Oh, yeah, no,
that's
no
it.
second chances.
And then I got married a second time to an older man, thinking that would be, it. And I had the same reasons to divorce him. He was cheating on me. And then he tried to go after the kids. And so that ended after 8 years,
Wow.
and then a year separated. Yeah.
Nobody touches my kids.
Right. That's right.
Mother bear comes out for
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. So, and the Lord protected them because he didn't get,
God.
yeah. If I told you the story, it's terrible, but
I taught my girls from real young.
yeah, me
Make sure
too.
nobody
Yeah.
does anything that they shouldn't
Yeah.
be doing.
Yeah.
Come and tell me.
I said, well, you know what? He messed with the wrong mama. And I went right to the court and took care of
Good.
it that way. Yeah.
As you should.
Yeah. And so that was a horrifying. And then I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm just done. I need to just focus on the Lord. And then what do? You get focused on God. And then, an old a friend that liked you and had a crush on you from high school shows up and it distracts you from God. It doesn't pull you away from him, but it distracts you. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't want anything. If I can't find someone who's going to lift me higher, he's going to have to be pretty high up, because I'm in the Lord 100%, and then I don't need it, because the Lord will be my husbandman. I have 2 dead to Christ men. They are not dead physically, but they were dead to the Lord. And they both cheated, and they were both horrifying with the things they were doing. And so now it's just like me and you, Jesus, unless you really bring a warrior, who's going to say, come on, babe, let's get up. 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's go pray. Let's go worship the Lord. I want somebody who wants to worship him and pray and read the word together and chew it and meditate it. And, otherwise I'm just good. But it's so sad that we come to these places in our lives, and we're like, really? And that's why I tell people, never idolize anyone, because you don't know the steps they've taken in their life. And then I had a time when my back was broken and I couldn't even walk. I was in a hospital, then an old folks home. I was 45 years old in an old folks home. The 80-year-olds were walking by me fast.
Oh, they're
So I
probably
was-
walking better than you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they were. I had to learn to walk again. It took
Mhm.
everything I had and every bit of concentration. And the Lord just brought me through and then said, okay. And he said to me the other day, he said, now it's time to shine. I've tried you and you've passed, and it's time to shine. I got that from like 3 different prophetic voices. And I was like, okay, Father, whatever you want, as long as it's Christ shining through me. I don't need the attention. And like doing this is not like the thing that is my favorite thing, because it's, sitting with my grandbaby is fun, but because I love him and I love the people, because I feel his love for the people. It's all about them. It's all about you. And it's
Yeah.
about me. It's about
Yeah.
his love for us, that's really what I care about. And helping a brother or sister up.
And before I met you, I think I told you,
Mhm.
one Sunday I got up. I don't know if I wasn't feeling good. I think I wasn't feeling good and I didn't make church.
Mhm.
And I put on right on radio, and you and Jeff were talking, you were doing like a Bible study.
Yeah,
You were discussing
Revelation.
Revelation.
Yeah.
You were my church. I was
Oh,
glued. I had my Bible out. I was looking at you. Were looking,
praise
and,
God. It just makes me
and you
wanna
were my
cry.
church, and you were such a blessing. Yeah. So you are indeed a blessing.
Thank you.
And thank you for your obedience to the Lord and being open to whatever he wants to do through you, because
Yeah.
you are touching many people.
Well, you touched my heart just now.
Aw,
No, yeah, it's
but it's
amazing.
true. It's true. We never know. Sometimes, you can go through your whole life and not realize,
Yeah,
the impact you have on other people. It's like It's a Wonderful Life, right?
right. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we could see our own movie, right?
I know.
Yeah.
It's
And like
true.
meeting you was so funny because one of your friends, Vicky, right? She got in touch with me.
Let me
And
tell you, she should be my manager. That girl is
yeah,
good.
she's
She's
so
like, I'm
precious.
getting a hold of Jody. I've been talking with her.
She's
I've been
so
talking.
cute.
I'm going to tell her about you. Maybe you can get her on your show. I get these text
Uh,
messages from her all the time. I
I
love it.
love her.
I
Yeah,
was
I
like, oh,
love
tell
her.
Jody. Yeah, tell her I listened to her. Yeah, I'd love to talk to her.
And then we met and we're talking and we went, I don't even remember how long we talked the first time. And we know all the same people. I know you're a former pastor and Pastor
Yeah,
Lenny.
here I'm telling you a story about my friend Lenny, and you're
Yeah,
like, oh, I know.
yeah, I know Lenny. Lenny used to
Yeah.
come to our church too. It's so funny. So, and it just was like, it's amazing how God will give us instant love for each other, and then we just have to guard it because the enemy is sneaky and
Yes.
but
And
God
we
is
even
used.
see
Yeah.
now how there's fractures in the church, but
Oh
now
my gosh.
how the enemy's trying to come in between,
Yeah.
right? In between us,
Yeah.
and cause division. And I mean,
Right.
it's happening among, all the patriots, but now in the church. And,
Right. It's
as
really,
long as we know
yeah.
to, to
Yeah.
be
And
aware of that.
yep. And you and I have talked about this because you have a lane and I have a lane and we walk side together.
Yeah.
And there's no reason. So you and I will not let the devil do this. But
No.
there's other people, we're watching it. We're watching them fracture. And and it's just, and I think it's because you and I have a heart for God more than a heart for the numbers or a heart for monetization or whatever. It's a heart for God.
Well, I'm not monetized. I was making my brother laugh before because my brother doesn't live with me. I say my brother all the time. He's visiting.
He visits, yeah.
He's just
My
visiting.
brothers would be visiting if they lived here. Yeah.
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 But I said, oh, Mario, I can quit my job now. He's like, what? Yeah, I'm making all this money on Rumble for my videos. He's like, really? How much? I was like, let me see now. I made 24 cents. I made 24 cents. I can retire now. So there's no monetizing for me.
Oh my gosh.
No.
And
that's not even what I do.
yeah. And if people knew the energy and the amount of time it takes to schedule people, to contact them, to pull it, it really is
It's a lot of work. And then the research, you're doing a lot of research
Yeah.
because you want to bring information to people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just grateful for the people who come on, Warriors Rise, like yourself and the others and Pastor Dave and it's just, I love them and I thank them because there's hungry people out there. They're hungry. Billy comes
Just
on.
realize it's gonna be 2 Marines.
Oh yeah, my brother.
For
I wrote
fun.
that when I wrote him,
Love that.
Yeah, I said it would be my honor to have not only a brother, but
Oh,
Marie,
that's
but a
great.
brother in
I
Christ.
can't wait to see it. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see the show.
I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
amazing.
Yeah, I love that man's soul. He's a good man. And there's some out there. We just have to find them.
They're out there. They're out there. They're
Just
coming out
kidding. Yeah.
slowly. Yeah.
Yeah. We know because we know, the different guys that we know, like the Billies and the different people, they love the Lord. So, but there's a season, I said to the Lord, I said, the enemy tried to take everything down by a woman. And now look, we are strong in this season to take him down. So,
There you go.
and we can do it being girls. We can do it being, we
right.
like our pretty hair and our, whatever. I'm not big on dressing up for the show, but this is me.
No, I had my Brooklyn t-shirt on all day. It says,
Right.
let me throw something nice on.
Yeah, so we do it. We are girls, but in spirit, we're
Yeah.
warriors. They have the
That's right.
Deborahs and the JLs and the warriors in the Bible, the women. So women are as important to God as anything
That's
else,
right.
And it's an honor to serve with you, my sister.
You too. You too, my
And-
love. And we'll
and-
be doing many, many more.
Yeah, and I love you
Yes.
so much. Thank you for.
I love you too.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
All right. And everybody, we love you. God bless you. And before we go, if you don't know Jesus as Lord and Savior, it's a simple, simple thing. If you know that you're hungry for him, just tell him, I'm sorry for my sins. Come live in my heart, and be my Lord, be my God. And you will feel the power of the Almighty God. It's that simple. Forgive me my sins and be my Lord. Simple. And he takes the foolish things of the world, these things that they make complicated, and he doesn't use them. They're stupid. They're just wasting time. They're just religion. But he takes something as simple as your faith added to your words that say, I'm sorry.
Right.
And he is right there for you. And he'll make a difference in your life like you've never known. So we want to invite you to come and know the Lord Jesus Christ. You can write us. And Denise, people want tell them where they can find you again.
You can find me. Oh boy, I'm second strike
Rumble.
on YouTube, folks.
Yeah, right.
I'm on BitChute. If you type in, I guess, remember this with Denise Boland. I'm on Rumble. Remember this with Denise Boland. I'm still on YouTube. Just type in Denise Boland, do a search, and you'll find me.
Yeah.
And if you really can't find me because they took me off of everything, you can email me at rememberthistvshow@gmail.com. But please be nice. I got a little rough email today, and I don't like rough emails. Somebody was very upset with me because I took a video down. But after my second strike, I took all my Patriot videos down because they're just looking for one more thing to find fault with me. Then they'll take the whole channel down.
Exactly. And we're all struggling to make sure we have double everything, places to go, different.
Yes.
Someone just told me about Odyssey, where we can go to Odyssey and put our videos in. And it's a lot of work. They have to realize it's a lot of work to get them, to put them up. And then when somebody's erasing your stuff and it's like, this is years of work. What are you doing?
I know.
So
I had that with Vimeo.
Yeah.
I had to contact their legal department because before I even started my Truth channel, I was Remember This, my nostalgia show on television. And I would put every single episode on Vimeo and I was paying them every month. So it wasn't for free.
Right.
And then I put, and I don't know if I should say it, but I put Janet's documentary.
Yeah.
You know who she is. Okay. On my Vimeo channel with all my TV show episodes. And I didn't get a warning email from them.
No.
They suspended my account and they shut it down. They shut down everything. And I got an email, we shut down your account because of this video that you posted.
Oh my gosh.
I said, where I need to access my videos. You have 6 years of my videos.
6 years. Oh my God.
And then they would send me, okay, well, here's a link where you can go in and download them. You'll have I think they gave me 5 days to do it.
Oh my gosh.
Every video took almost 2 days to download. It was so slow.
Oh,
I had to keep, when my 5 days were up, I must have contacted them 5 times.
wow.
Please make the rest available. I didn't get them all. I had so many videos up there.
Yeah, plus you work and you know.
Oh no, it's terrible. So I definitely want to join that big tech lawsuit that Trump started.
Oh yeah. I gotta find it. I'm gonna check the laptop downstairs. Yeah, because that's where I signed up. So it's got to be in my history. Yeah. So I'll get that for you tonight.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But you'll find me.
So we'll find her. You got to find her. We got to.
You can't find me. Ask Jody. Jody.
Yeah, that's right. I'll show you where to go.
There you go.
For us, people know it's warriorsrise.net, and our YouTubes are Warriors for Christ Rise. That's the original one. And then I have what used to be my personal one, but it's now we added it. Jody L792 and then Warriors Rise. So we have two just in case we get smacked, but because they don't like me sharing the Bible.
Yeah.
Prime will tell you he got hit, he got suspended, and then Good Dog got suspended, and some of the others, and it's just like really
They don't want the truth out there.
yeah. And when he asked what it was when I was reading the word, and it was like, really,
Yeah.
that's why you suspended him, because I was
Yeah, I'm
reading.
collecting all my badges. I gotta
You're right. Yeah,
This is of
that's
honor.
what I say, badge of honor. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
When one strike finally goes away, another one comes.
we
Really?
gotta get you on that
Really?
lawsuit, definitely.
Oh, my God, please,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
All
but
right.
anyway, well, we love
Thanks
you
for
all.
having me,
Thanks
sweetheart.
for
I love you.
sharing our girl time with us, and I love you very much. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.